Delco Duo. Welcome in. I'm Monica Crime, one half of the Delco Duo.
And I'm Jenna and I'm now officially depressed because we realized that I was wearing the same shirt tonight as I'm wearing in our open, but it was much baggier.
Well, yes.
It was much baggier the last time that I was wearing it in that open.
You're filling out this shirt, man.
Oh my gosh.
In the best way possible.
I'm reaching like the Adam Sandler stage of pregnancy where all I want to wear is like oversized shorts and sweatpants in public, but trying my best not to do that, so.
We'll get there. We'll get there. You're doing great now. You look good. This shirt still fits, at least.
Yes, it does for now.
It is April Fool's. For the Delco Duo, we seem to be hitting all these holidays for the show. So
a lot of weekend holidays this calendar year.
I don't know if you can count like April Fool's as a holiday.
April 1st, I mean.
No one's celebrating.
It's also the start of April. I wish the start of April was not April Fool's, though.
I know, because it's such a nice month.
It is.
It's also
we got to start with like a cruel
Don't
holiday.
You also think like April's a super holy month too? Like you got like Easter, it's so holy.
It depends on what you believe in, for sure. For Catholics, of course, it's very holy.
Christians, but yeah, but I just mean like for such a holy month.
For atheists, I mean, it's definitely not a holy month. It's April, you know. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah. But yeah, so April 1. Here we go.
Do you like April Fools? I feel like you enjoy it.
I like to be the prankster, not the pranky.
But you're more of a mischief night person.
Yes,
So
love
those are
mischief
very
night
similar.
because it's a little bit more unexpected. People forget about mischief night.
Me too.
I feel like people don't forget about April Fools as much because it's April Fool's Day.
Yep. Yeah, my aunt one time tricked my whole family and said that my cousin was pregnant when she wasn't. But now you can't do that. That's not necessarily a
times have changed now.
PC April Fool's joke. I don't think anybody's playing that anymore.
No, but we've got a lot of April Fool's talk to come for the rest of the show. Our issues today, or tonight I should say, are surrounded by April's Fools. So
we'll have fun with it.
Before we get to that, though, we have to debrief.
The bracket is always so interesting, and we keep narrowing it down. We had our final four.
Remind our viewers what this is.
So this is the classic best Delco bars. We started with 16 bars, and it was narrowed down bar by bar, fight by fight. And
March Madness, we're carrying that into April here, and you know they're still playing. We're still in the Final Four, and the championship is soon. Soon
to come. So the Final Four was not a surprise to me. Old State versus J.D. McGillicuddy's, Barnaby's versus Saxers.
The results were a little bit surprising for me. I really thought Old State Tavern was taking this to the end, just because it was beating its opponents by so much in the you can see like over 60% most of the time it was winning.
But so this was a bit closer. J.D. McGillicuddy's in Havertown just beat out
Old State Tavern. And you're saying that J.D. McGillicuddy's, if you haven't been there, is a little bit more family oriented, and we're finding that the bars that are kind of trumping and coming out on top are ones that you can bring your kids to. So I think it just means that Delco people like to drink and also just
with their kids.
They just like to be able to bring their kids.
No, but I get
it. It's time for babysitting.
Hey, Delco, family matters. And so if you can go and have a nice time, watch the game, talk with others who are interested. Like I always think like the ones that won, Barnaby's won out from Saxers.
Right. Saxers is a little bit newer onto the scene. So we kind of.
It's cool. It's
I was a little surprised, but this is the Barnaby's in Aston. Again, people keep asking, like, well, which Barnaby's?
Right.
The Aston one apparently is a favorite.
It is a favorite, and it does really well. I love Barnaby's, and I love J.D. McGillicuddy's. I went to Old State a bunch, but I kind of, we just go, me and my husband. It is fun to go to J.D. McGillicuddy's and Barnaby's with the kids, have a drink, watch the game.
Yeah.
Always a good time. So I love this.
So that is our, I called it the national championship because I really was following the March Madness theme, and Monica was like, okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
We literally cannot call it national.
The Delco Championship.
The Delco Championship.
So, all right, so we'll have the voting for that this week. Who will come out on top?
So it's going to be
Barnaby's or J.D. McGillicuddy's.
Yep.
And if you don't like it, then you should vote it.
I feel so personally conflicted by this. I'm not even sure how I'm going to vote. I haven't made my decision yet.
If I was to pick one, I would probably go with Barnaby's just because I've been there more than JD McGillicuddy's. But again, it's not up to us. We are just the messengers of this bracket.
Sometimes I vote.
I'm the creators of this. Actually, I did vote on yours.
I was going to say.
We
participate.
1% or whatever, not even.
That's fine.
All right,
let's get to our first topic of the night. And here's the April Fool's one. Giovanni from Garnet Valley. I want to ban April Fool's Day.
Giovanni, do you have that much power to ban a national holiday, quote, unholiday? Monica doesn't think it's a holiday. I kind of think is it on the calendar? Like, do you know when you print out calendars, does it say April Fool's Day? If it's on the iPhone calendar, I think that it counts as a holiday.
That's actually a really good point. And April Fool's. Oh.
Is it on there?
My goodness.
It's a holiday.
All right.
But we have a lot of holidays on the iPhone where I'm like not familiar with or I need to look them up.
A lot of those like government holidays.
Yes.
Like Flag Day. What is Flag Day?
But I mean, we're talking about like national today holidays, like National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, National Popcorn Day. Those are like, okay, that's not a holiday.
That's not a holiday.
We made up a day to be able to talk about the different foods.
And those are not on the iPhone.
No.
The fact that this is on the iPhone, I feel like iPhone, all you're doing is encouraging people to prank each other now. That this is dangerous.
So have you ever pulled off any great April Fool's Day pranks?
No, the best one was at work when I brought the donut box in.
Oh, we filled it with green beans?
We filled it with green beans.
Yeah. Yeah,
that wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be.
I was going to say, like, I don't think April Fool's, I've never pulled my best one, I think, was Mischief Night when I stole your car.
I wouldn't call that your best.
I stole Monica's car, and she genuinely thought someone got into our gated lot and took her car.
I really did. I thought someone had stolen my car. I was like, oh man, here we go. Got to contact insurance. I was like this close to contacting insurance.
Pulled it right around the back. And
but I don't think, Giovanni, just have fun with it. This is one of those things. The more you act bothered by it, the more people are going to do it to you. If you act like
you think like if he's like don't do that, humbug. Yeah, people are like, let's get Giovanni.
Yes, most people will forget about this holiday if you don't bring it up.
I truly feel as though it's not as prevalent as it's been.
No.
I mean, maybe when I was younger, I used to think like, April Fool's Day, like someone's out to get me, or I got to think of a really great prank. But as you get older, I feel like it kind of. You don't really care as much anymore. Although Steve in our control room says that his wife is
does it to him every year
into this. So.
I don't mind a good April Fool's joke. I'll laugh about it as long as you don't mess with my food. Don't mess with my food. Don't switch the salt and the sugar and then all of a sudden I'm salting my coffee. You will make me mad.
But April Fool's Day, I can't understand what's tough about it is all day tomorrow, if anyone tells me something serious or like there's a news alert about something that's going on, I'm not going to believe it. It's like the boy who cried wolf because I'm like, it's April Fool's Day. So I'm less likely to believe you on April 1st.
The old fable. Okay. Enjoy it, Giovanni. Next up, we've got an issue about a Coworkers
prank.
They
didn't steal our car, but I think this one kind of is a little bit.
Jenna thinks that was the all-time best prank ever. You'll never beat it. You'll never beat it. Stay with us. Welcome back, Saturday night with the Delco Duo, solving all of your issues. The next topic we have is April Fool's, but this time with a coworker.
Yeah, this was a little bit deep. So Carla from Collingdale says, I messed with my coworker's desktop icon so he couldn't access anything to do his job. So of course Carla let the boss know because it's all in good fun and she didn't, want the boss to think something was wrong with their systems. The thing is, it's been 2 hours and he hasn't said anything. So now our boss knows he hasn't done anything all morning long.
Oh my gosh, Carla, you had to know that this was a risk.
You think?
Yes.
I think that this is totally harmless. I didn't think maybe she didn't realize that this coworker didn't do anything all day long.
See, I said coworker tattletale. I think she went
you're skeptical.
I think Carla wanted to expose her coworker and that this was a really smart way to expose innocently.
I don't know if anyone is that diabolical. Like, that is really thinking it through.
I wish I had thought of that, so I could expose my coworkers.
I don't even think you'd know how to turn off desktop icons, even if you tried. You just delete everything. So I think what she did, so basically a little bit of more background to this, Carla says that she is sort of like their IT person. So like she knows, how to do things that
IT
maybe
people, man, are so interesting.
We love our IT people. We love them.
But they are so interesting.
But so I think, she has a few more techniques up her sleeve than the everyday person does on their computer. So she switched them out with some bogus ones. And I don't think, probably when you click them, I imagine, nothing opens or you can't do your job. So now the boss knows that this guy's been sitting there for 2 hours and hasn't said, I need the IT department, I need...
Wouldn't you still, even if you're just twiddling your thumbs, most of what I do to distract myself, I still need my desktop icons. I need to get...
Online shopping,
online shopping,
Amazon.
Facebook. You at least got to get into Chrome. Why is this guy not even concerned about where his Chrome icon is?
I just want to know, is he pretending that he's working? Is he looking at his computer, or is he on his phone? Is he taking a nap? What is he doing to pass the time? Because 2 hours, that's a long time to not be able to do anything.
I know. I guess some people can be real lazy at work. I mean, you know what I mean? It can be up to 2 hours and you haven't done a single thing.
So you're the boss in this situation. How do you handle this?
Absolutely, you don't do a thing. There's no way you can be like, listen, I know you weren't working, because all of a sudden it was from a prank. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that legality thing. If you didn't get the admission right, you can't use it in court, kind of thing. I don't know anything about law, but
I'm confused by your...
If they, you didn't read them their Miranda rights, and then all of a sudden, entrapment.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden they confess to the crime, you can't use that confession because it was gotten wrong.
Gotcha. So
That's
dirty
my lawyer.
cop, you're saying. Okay.
You can't be that dirty cop that, got the confession.
I don't know if I'm the boss, 2 hours has passed, I'm just saying, hey, is your computer okay? Because I would say...
So this is what you get from it. You want this person to now go down and be like, I wasn't working hard today. No,
I just want to know. I want to know what's going on. I want to know why you can sit there for 2 hours and not do anything. I want to know, are you scared to speak up in your workplace? Are you uncomfortable to say your computer's not working? Or do you genuinely not care about the job?
You cannot get into this person's work ethic when you just pranked them.
No, the boss didn't prank. The boss was an innocent bystander that was just kind of clued in.
Our boss was in on the prank that you pulled on me when you stole my car.
Yeah.
He was in the back of the he was in the trunk, wasn't he? Wasn't he in the trunk with the camera?
No. He wasn't in the trunk with the camera. He just made sure to distract you so I could take your keys.
Oh, right.
So yes, he was definitely, an accessory to the crime.
Right.
But I think this boss was just a standby. Carla went up and said, hey, I'm going to pull this prank just so you know if, his email doesn't come in or he doesn't log into a morning meeting. Maybe it's something like that. If I'm the boss, I'm getting mad now because I'm paying you and you're sitting there not doing anything.
But see, that's why this was bad of Carla. That was not nice of Carla. And Carla should be like, no, please don't get mad at him.
Well, that's why Carla wrote in, because she says, I'm afraid he'll get in trouble. Carla says we didn't add that onto the graphic, but she says, now he knows he hasn't done anything all morning long, and I am afraid he'll get in trouble. Do you think she's saying that to cover her own bottom to the Delco Duo?
She may be, but if she is truly afraid, you got to go to the boss and you got to take the fall for this. Be like, oh,
the boss already knows because she told him.
No, but
I think the pranky is the issue here. He might be fired on April Fool's Day, and it's not going to be a joke.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. April Fool's is not a fun holiday. It should not be in our phones as a holiday to celebrate, because things can go awry. I think that's what April Fool's is known more for nowadays, is not the pranking, but the problems that come from the pranking.
Well, also, you got to be smart. I mean, some of these companies try to do something that they think is funny on social media, and it just turns into, was it Burger King?
Or like Wendy's.
Someone did, one of the, social media fast food places did something on April Fool's that they thought was funny. And then you can almost get canceled.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So no more pranking. I don't have not fun with it, but no more pranking because it just causes more problems. Okay.
All right, coming up next, we are taking a little break from the April Fool's content, and we are talking about one of our own issues.
This ain't no joke. This ain't no joke.
I've been waiting.
Welcome back. We've solved 2 issues. Now it's on to one of our own.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see whose turn it is.
What's Monica crying about? A lot.
What do you mean?
A lot.
Well, I had one topic that I was going to bring up, and then you were like, oh, you should talk about this one. So it does go to show I've got a few issues I could talk about. The one, but this is just real quick because I just know I'm in the right. I know I'm in the right. I was sick. I got really sick this week, and I had the stomach bug.
It was not pretty.
And for, I would say 24 hours, I didn't eat anything. Just didn't eat anything. I was so sick, it was miserable. So finally, after 24 hours, I make myself some soup, and I make the kids dinner. So I'm making the kids dinner, and I make myself some soup, and I can actually stomach, like, this soup. And I'm like, oh, actually, this is really good.
Your body needs some nourishment.
Yes. So then, of course, I have 2 seconds and I eat 2 scoops and the baby goes like, I'm all done. So I'm like, oh, okay. So then I get back up, I clean him off, I clean off Josephine, I put their stuff by the sink. And I turn around to sit back down to eat my soup and the soup is gone. And Eugene goes, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were done. He threw it down. He threw it down the sink. He threw it down the sink.
Down the drain.
I just was so angry. I was like, what do you mean you thought I was done? There was so much soup left. I'm so hungry.
Was he done eating? So everyone ate but you?
He wasn't eating because he was not feeling so hot. So he was at the point he was.
I do think the only way that I could justify this is he was trying to help you clean up.
That's what he says.
Because you had already brought the kids stuff. Like, can't the kids just sit there while you eat your soup? I don't have kids yet.
Oh, I cannot wait.
My baby's gonna sit there until I'm done my dinner.
Oh, this is so funny. I can't. Oh, you think you're gonna cute sit while your kid just watches you
isn't
eat?
Eugene in the high chair?
Yeah.
And he can't get out.
This is what he does.
Well, that's your own risk, kid. You'll learn if you fall over that you shouldn't do that.
That's what he does when he's done.
Or at least clean him off, but then put them down, but don't clean the dishes.
Oh, yeah, guys.
Don't take the dishes.
All the parents, get ready. I love that you're thinking that your kid's going to sit quietly in their high chair.
No. I don't think they're going to sit quietly at all. I've definitely experienced that with my sister's kids, but just give them something to keep them busy.
So I have tried doing that. Like, I'll just give him like goldfish. I'm like, okay, just eat that. Just please let me just sit.
But he was on one. He wanted to get out.
This is how
I love the baby sign language, like when they want more. Yes. I want more. This is done.
And this is I am done. I don't think that's the baby sign language. That's just our families. Yes. Our families it was like cuckoo, cuckoo. And so then he's just like, get me out of here. So it's just so, I was so irritated. It was one of those things where I understood he was being innocent and trying to help.
But if it's a full bowl of soup, you think he'd be like, Monica, are you done?
Or should I put this in Tupperware?
Did he?
He always is asking me, should I put this in Tupperware? Yeah,
but weren't you by the sink? This is like the game of Clue. So you were in the kitchen and he was in the library and the knife was in the dining room. So, because I was going to say, if you were by the sink.
I didn't see it happen. And again, I was so out of it at that point. I was like,
you were hallucinating and thought that.
I really was. But I don't even want to hear what other people have to say. I was so mad in that instance.
There you have it. I was just trying to justify it. Just, he's trying to help you clean up. He knows you feel sick. But a full bowl of soup is.
I was still hungry, but I was so irritated, and I wanted to prove a point that like there was nothing else I wanted in that kitchen, that I just left and I just went to the other room and sat there. And he's like, I can make you something else. I'm like, no.
Decompressed after the soup problem.
It is gone. This time has passed.
But that's not even your issue. I mean, that's one of them that Monica had this past week.
I wish I could say like, oh, I have another issue and it's not with Eugene, but it's with Eugene.
It's his night.
It's his night.
It's his night.
So we got a new couch because our couch had broken. The back became dislocated from the front. So it was no longer viable for us. So we went and got a new couch. We're so excited for it. And I thought that's that. All we need is a new couch because the couch broke. So now but it's in a different shape. So he wants to rearrange the whole living room.
Yes.
We have to get
It's a different shape. What do you mean? You just thought it's going to plop into what?
Well, not. Okay, so it's a different shape. So now we're putting the TV.
Oh, are you taking the TV off the wall?
Yeah, taking the TV off the wall, putting it above the mantle. He thinks we need a whole new TV. He's saying because the way the TVs are working, like above the mantle, it needs to be bigger. Where I just wanted to take our simple 55-inch TV and put it above the mantle. He's like, now we're going 65-inch.
You know,
I'm like, why do we have to? It does look a little small.
If you're gonna do it, I would do it.
But I didn't want to do it. I just wanted a new couch.
Well, you wanted to do it when you agreed on the couch.
Well, I just wanted, why does everything have to turn into a renovation? Now he's got to mount it. So now we're calling electricians to wire things in. And I said, if we just move the 55-inch above the mantle, we don't have to rewire things. But he's saying, like you.
So what are you gonna cover the other spot where the TV was with? You just put a painting over it?
A painting. Oh, you should see it. It's got like 8 holes in this wall.
Looks like Swiss cheese.
Yes, it does. That's what Eugene called it. He goes, it looks like Swiss cheese.
Yeah. That's like a contractor term.
Yes.
I didn't make that up. When we moved into our house, one of the rooms
you're
looked
saying
like
go
Swiss
for
cheese.
it. You can't just.
Yeah, I feel like if you get a new couch, you spend all that money, just spend a little more and redo the room.
That's fine. Let's redo the kitchen, hun, but don't throw my soup away.
All right, Delco trivia. Everyone's apparently favorite part of the night. I mean, we get more comments about this than anything else that we get comments about.
I love it, and people are suggesting trivia like this one. What part of Delco was Dean Martin's first wife from? Who knew we had a relation?
All right, so here is your answer for what part of Delco was Dean Martin's first wife from. Elizabeth Ann McDonald was born in Ridley Park, so Ridley gal. And then get this, she lived in Swarthmore for 18 years after that.
Wow. That is so exciting. And I'm like thinking about the timing of it all. And, you know, if Dean Martin's wife, like my grandma might have known her. My grandma and Papa.
Possible.
Ridley
was small.
They grew up in Chester and then moved to Ridley, but my grandma worked at Swarthmore.
Oh,
so college. But I just,
possibly.
Like I feel like, and my grandma was the coolest woman I've
Your
ever
grandma
known.
could have been Dean Martin's first wife.
She could have been, but instead she was my pop-up's wife, which was great. Worked out for me. Okay, so here we have Dean Martin with the Rat Pack.
So happy for them.
Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. But this was his first wife. He did have
multiple. Yes. Well, they were married for 7 years and had 4 children together. So
right.
So it seems like, you know, I think it's hard to be married to, you know, the level of stardom.
A Rat Pack member. You're not going to get the fidelity that you're looking for.
And it's kind of sad. Like, we were looking for photos of her to show you, and it's really hard to find them. So I feel like she kind of gotten forgotten a bit.
Yeah, I could find his second wife, but I couldn't find pictures of her. But that's really so cool. We've got a little celebrity connection in Delco.
A lot of great things. And ideas, people, inventions.
And apparently my grandma was best friends with her.
Apparently, but all right, thank you so much for that trivia question as people again continue to send those to us. Delco Duo at phl17.com. That's how you can reach us.
All right, thanks so much for joining us for another episode. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. You've got like 1 more minute of it.
Yeah. April Fools.